One of my father's favorite Torah ideas is a homiletic interpretation by the Arizal on a concept in this week's Torah portion. The Torah is actually talking about if you're confused about different laws or different plagues, different judgments, then you go to the Sanhedrin, you go to the main court of the Jewish people in Jerusalem. But the Arizal translates it like this: if you'll wonder, if you'll be amazed, why is it that there's a distinction between blood and blood? Why Jewish blood spills like water? Why is it that the nations of the world, the media, treat Jewish blood different to otherwise? Why is it that the UN has in the front of the UN has has terrorism cases and not one from Israel? Can you imagine? It's ridiculous. We've been dealing with it for so long. It started by us and then extended to the rest of the world, but nothing mention of what's going on in Israel, the terror in Israel. Why CNN and BBC and other news outlets can actually report about the death of the 6 hostages, that hostages found dead, rather than saying executed by monstrous terrorists, which is what they should have said. Why is it that there's a different cases of the way Israel's treated in the rest of the world? ICJ, ICC putting out legal lawfare against Israel, versus all these other despots that nothing. Only Israel, who is fighting the most just war, is the one who's targeted by the rest of the world. Why is it that there's a difference in the plague amongst the Jewish people and the rest of the world? What do I mean, the plague of terrorism? How was it dealt with by America after 9/11 or when ISIS came on the scene? How many civilians were killed in Iraq or in Afghanistan after America attacked them due to what they did to them? And the garnish, nothing. Any complaints? No. But how many civilians are killed in Gaza? These civilians, who, by the way, voted Hamas in, let's remember, who poll after poll shows that they support them. But besides that, they are embedded amongst their civilians, and Israel has, per ratio, even on their numbers, killed less civilians than America, Britain, Australia, any other country has. So why is it that the world has this absolutely incredible double standard when it comes to us? And the answer, says the Arizal, is Divrei Rives B'Sharecha. The parsha continues, because there is argument amongst you, because you're fighting amongst yourselves. That's why. Because we fight, that's why there's all these things happen. The greatest source of blessing is our unity. Let me share with you. There's a journalist in Israel who a few months ago, a few months after October 7th, revealed that he called a Salah al-Aruri, who's a Hamas negotiator. And he interviewed him. And he was involved in the negotiation of freeing the 1,000+ terrorists for Gilad Shalit. And he told him, I would have preferred that the deal did not happen. You know why? Because it would have torn your society apart. It would have torn your society apart. Hamas rather have torn Israel's society apart than get the 1,000 terrorists they got released, one of them being Sinwar, who is their leader now, the monster Sinwar, because they find that as the most beneficial thing for them. When we fight with each other, and he said clearly, it is because of the infighting that we had before October 7th, that is why they attacked. We know that. So please, what's going on now? Why are we fighting? Why we could have disagreements and but not hatred and vitriol and fighting with each other. This actually leads to all these problems, both practically, because that's what they clearly say, and spiritually. The solution is go up to the Temple Mount, to the Sanhedrin. That means to go up and learn Torah. That's our solution. Learning Torah, which is a unifying factor amongst the Jewish people. Going up to Jerusalem means unifying around the rights of the Jewish people to Jerusalem and to Israel. That's what we need to focus on. And Hashem will protect us, as He has, in incredible ways with all the terrible things that's happened. We've seen incredible miracles. May Hashem show us the ultimate miracle, the release of all the hostages, and indeed the victory in the war and the coming of Mashiach.